Hello Galactic family. Humanity's awakening process is further intensifying, as you may well have noticed. The need to awaken is emerging into the collective human awareness as the pain and suffering of the illusion, the dream or nightmare in which it seems you presently have your existence, becomes increasingly unacceptable. Violent and frequent conflicts and disagreements at every level of society in every nation and culture are leading to exhaustion and a deep-seated desire for peace. Those who have been in control for so long are in disarray as the power they thought they had and owned dissolves, leaving them confused and terrified. The nightmare that so many on Earth have been experiencing is drawing to a close as an era of peace, harmony, and creative cooperation flows in to replace it. It will be a new and gentle era, very different from the one to which you have for so long been accustomed, as people come together to join in love and completely change the way society has been interacting for eons. Housing the homeless and feeding the hungry is the first priority, then, all across the planet, work will commence to repair the damage that large international corporations have done by mining, drilling, logging, dumping toxic wastes, and by industrial-scale farming using utterly inappropriate pesticides and fertilizers. Humanity is ready for change. And massive changes are occurring that will completely alter the way humans interact with one another and with the planet, your earthly home. Your true nature is love, you know that, but you chose collectively to hide your true nature from yourselves in order to play the game of separation in the illusion, but the many games you could choose from were only possible if you actively and very effectively forgot who you were. You made that choice, and then renewed it each time you chose to incarnate as a human on your beautiful planet. Having forgotten who you were, you became alarmed. Many of you today have memory problems as humans and find this at the least unsettling and, sometimes, even terrifying and feared for your very survival. You developed an ego to advise and protect you from the dangers you imagined surrounded you and programmed it to be fearful and mistrustful of others and of the world in general. And this general lack of trust led to secrecy, betrayal and conflict, conditions that are now endemic throughout the human collective, and to most the states of constant caution that have arisen as a direct result seem wise and sensible when you live in such an apparently dangerous environment. However, the dangers of your environment are but scenarios that you invented to make your games interesting, and you can remove them at any time you choose to do so. You are all beings of enormous power. In fact, in the terms of your limited human environment, your powers, were you aware of them, would seem infinite. You changed the environment in which you experience life and you changed the experiences presented to you by the intent that you hold. Your intent is what you generally think about or dwell upon, but frequently it is at a level below your conscious human awareness because it is so constant and unchanging, mostly guided by an underlying sense of fear. It is a little like the electricity that flows in your homes and powers the appliances. You are generally unaware of it although you use it almost constantly until it fails. You have forgotten how powerful you are. That amnesia is an aspect of the illusion that is essential to its seeming reality. If you remembered who you are and how powerful you are, the illusion would just dissolve into the nothingness from which you imagined it into being. Humanity's awakening process is a process of remembering who you are, and signs of that awakening surround you even though many still choose not to see them. The illusion has become very familiar, it appears to be your natural home. The air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat are all essential aspects of it that enable you to live embodied as form within it, as a human being. But you are so very much more than the human form with which you have temporarily identified. In human terms, unimaginably more. You have become thoroughly accustomed to smallness. You see yourselves as practically insignificant in the larger scheme of things, that is in relation to the universe in which you are presently experiencing life, and that too causes you to be fearful. But that is an unreal environment which you chose to construct and inhabit. Finding yourselves so small and limited, you imagined an ego, also of very limited intelligence, to be your competent protector, and gave it power over you at the intention center of your mind so that it could respond instantly to threats and dangers, thus keeping you safe. Because its abilities are extremely limited, it frequently flees into fear and then reacts inappropriately to what are truly quite unreal threats, and conflicts result. You are not your ego. Your ego is like an automatic guidance system that maintains direction as you follow your human life path and prevents you from colliding with objects in your path, thus freeing you for creative thought and allowing you to open your heart to engage with the love field in which you have your eternal existence. However, your ego keeps on distracting you from the peace within by calling to mind anything that will disturb that sense of peace. When you are at peace, your ego feels abandoned, and it will do absolutely anything to get your attention. Whenever you feel fear, anger, judgment, or anxiety, it is your ego that is controlling your mind and demanding your undivided attention. Whenever you become aware of this, take a very deep breath and remind yourself that you are a beloved child of God, forever safe in His divine embrace, and make the intent to open your heart and invite God's love to fill it. Doing just this allows the abundance of divine love to pour into your heart and bring you peace. Until doing that becomes automatic, you will have to keep remaking that intent in moments of stress as your ego attempts to keep you fearful by drawing you out of the peace that dwells always within you. And as you remake that intent, remind yourselves that you are divine beings of enormous power who need fear nothing. Your loving brother, Jesus.